Welcome back to the Front Porch, and it is our honor to welcome His Honor, the Mayor of Lexington, Newell Clark. Newell, you've been on the Front Porch before as a leader, a young leader in the community.
Yes, sir.
Now you're Mayor of the City of Lexington.
Yes, sir.
Now, I got tons of things I want to ask you, but let me just let you tell us what you found out about our wonderful city since you've become mayor.
Well, it's one of the most exciting things is how the community is really responding, and that's something that's exciting for me is that I'm now representing not just the people that voted for me, but I'm representing the whole city. And I think we're at a time where everyone's ready to come together and help, and they're not just looking at us in terms of City Hall and saying, what can you do? They're saying, how can we help? And that's something that's very beneficial for me as a mayor, to know that it's just not all on my shoulders. We've got a wonderful council. We've got some great new council members that are on there. That's exciting for the community. And you think about that in terms of the triad, because that's what I want people to realize is Lexington is a leader in the triad, not just in Davidson County. And one of the things, and I keep telling people that we're one of the coolest little cities in the triad. And when people say, what do you mean by that? And I talk looking at our downtown, and we affectionately call it Uptown, which we all love, but the variety of restaurants that we have, we've got some great little stores. When I have friends from Charlotte that'll visit, and I'll take them to stores, we'll go to different stores, we'll go to 10 different places, and they're like, none of these are the same. You know, I think they're expecting that, oh, we're just going to, you know, go to the same stores and that sort of thing. And but we're seeing that investment in Lexington. You know, we look at Lanier Hardware and the renovations that they've done recently. They're making an investment in downtown and knowing what the future is. And we see that around with our little neighborhoods. You see young families moving back into Lexington because they understand it's a great place to raise a family. Not unlike Jennifer and myself. You know, we wanted to come back here. We wanted to be close to Uptown, be close to family. We can get to Winston-Salem easily. We can get down to Charlotte. But when we come back, it's just a great little community. You walk into a restaurant, people know who you are, and that sort of thing. And that's what I want people to realize. It's a great place to be in terms of raising a family. And you know, yeah, we've got challenges, but the thing that's exciting for me is the critical mass of positive things that we've got slowly coming together. And we're working towards redevelopment down in Plant 1 area. So we're going to start seeing some movement. I know citizens have been wanting to see, you know, what are you going to do there? What's next? You know, and that's been there for a while in terms of that city purchase of that. But we've got a wonderful group of folks that are working with, we call it our LRC. This is the Lexington Redevelopment Commission. And the nice, good cross-section of folks working hard on that. We've got a large grant that we received, so you're going to see some development around that depot area. And it's already kind of branded itself. You know, everyone refers to it as the depot. And you see that unfolding, and that's going to be happening in the next several months and years. And that's exciting because I'm even getting calls from businesses that say, what's going on there? I'm interested in relocating. Tell me what's happening. I need access to rail. I need something that's centrally located in terms of the East Coast. And we're primed for that. And so we're excited about those assets that we can promote and try to draw those businesses here. And, you know, we've just got other things that are happening as well. One of my exciting things, and it's something that the county commissioners brought forward, is our new circular, our bus system. And Lexington years and years and years ago had a bus system, and now we do. And
now, this is Davidson County's transportation,
right,
jumping in and cooperating with the city.
Absolutely.
A free bus service.
That's correct.
I know Thomasville has the Bulldog bus, and it
right,
was very successful.
Right.
And everyone kept saying, where's ours?
Right.
So now we've got our own bus system.
And we got to come up with a cool name, though. I don't know if it's going to be the Jacket Jet. You know, maybe that's what it's going to be.
I like that. No, let me ask you. You grew up in the neighborhood, and then you went to school in California. Now, everybody's talking about a new, fresh direction, some new ideas. Having lived in other parts of the country, and I know as a community leader, you have visited a lot of other communities to see what they're doing. Have you seen things in other communities that are similar to Lexington that could work here?
The one of the things that I think citizens are responding to, and we haven't paid a whole lot of attention to what I call detail. And I'll use Uptown Lexington as an example. They have a facade grant program that they worked on the exterior of buildings, because what does that look like when someone's passing by? What does it look like? Is that is the paint up there? Is it new? Is it fresh? Is it exciting? What draws someone into your store? And that's something we have to look at in terms of a city. You visit other smaller cities, what do their thoroughfares look like? You know, what are the signage that's bringing you off of that highway into the city? And can you find your downtown area? Can you get to businesses and those sort of things? But, you know, I was talking last night at a town hall, and one of the things that I want citizens to understand is if you see trash on the street, you know, I get calls and they say, well, your sanitation missed this. Okay, we can work on that. We can talk to our staff, but I need you to pick that up. You know, I need you to be a part of this process as well. So if we can look at how we look at details in terms of cleaning up our city so that when people arrive here, they have a positive impression all the way in. You know, they don't just get to our quaint little downtown and go, wow, this is a neat city. They say that the whole way in, right. That we see there. This public transportation piece that we mentioned about the bus is very, very critical that's there. We're working hard on trying to get a passenger rail depot here. That can bring citizens in. You see that in small cities as well as large cities, public transportation and what that means. That's something we've got to work on that I see. I think the other part that you see really successful in other communities is truly that. It's community. It is churches working with civic groups working with government. You see a collaboration and not so much finger pointing. Mm-hmm. And when we get people working together that way, there's a tremendous amount that we can accomplish.
I hear people, and it's just, you know, I guess for so many years people complained. Why don't they do this? Nobody does this. So what I hear you saying is, let's all of us come together and take pride, mm-hmm. because it's a process.
Absolutely.
Take pride in the city and make it enjoyable to live here, because it's up to all of us.
Right.
All right. Now, I know you mentioned your town hall meetings. As I understand it, you're going to rotate through every precinct, mm-hmm. and have the citizens come together and just have them talk.
Absolutely.
What are you finding out? What do you expect to find out?
One, in terms of expecting, some of it is unexpected.
Right.
You know, expect the unexpected.
Which is why you do it.
Absolutely. And, we have a wonderful, talented council. Mm-hmm. We've got great folks that are volunteering and working on city commissions and boards, from, like I mentioned earlier, our LRC, the Redevelopment Commission, but we've got the Planning Board. We appoint for the Board of Education. There's so many different boards, and we've got some new faces on there. That's going to help in terms of moving some things forward.
And that was important to you, getting people that would be aggressive to utilize those assets. Absolutely. On those other committees and boards.
Well, I explained it to someone the other day in terms of our council. Mm-hmm. We've got a nice balance in terms of age demographic now. So we've got more segments of our population being represented on the council, and that's a positive thing. And we've obviously got my predecessors, previous mayors that are in this community. Well, I can still go to them. And I can still talk to them. We can still sit down and say, this is what we're working on. I'm needing to make some phone calls. Tell me, open up your Rolodex. Tell me who I need to contact. I've got my network, but we're stronger together. And that's something that's very, very positive in that sense. And it's as we start moving forward as a community, the more we can get our community citizens involved. From the town halls, I wanted to get out there. Not everyone can get to a Monday night meeting, but they can make it to their local church. They're comfortable there. They might not want to ask something at a city hall meeting. It is more of a professional, formal type meeting, and we wanted to make it comfortable. You'll show up to those, and city council will be sitting there without a tie on. They're citizens just like you, and we open the dialogue, and some things are very positive. I've heard things that are working well, and then I've heard things that have not really worked well, and then that gives us a chance as a council to sit back and go, where can we address these? As an example, and I'll use this. I heard time and time again that citizens were saying the need for public transportation. I have a car. It wasn't on my radar screen, the need for that. But getting out there, talking to citizens, and you hear that time and time again, you go, hey, we need to address this. And that's what I'm hoping we'll get out of these town halls. I want it to be comfortable for anyone. We are going each month next month we go, like you said, numerical order. Ward 1, Ward 2, Ward 3, we're going to go to all of them. Then we'll continue the process. But you don't have to be a citizen from Ward 1 to attend a Ward 1 town hall. Anyone can attend. I'm wondering when we'll get some county residents.
Right. One of the things we're really blessed with in this community is our utilities and our city staff. I'm sure as you get into, we got one of the best. Our staff is great.
The staff is amazing, and I've been fortunate with a lot of boards that I had served on. And again, I'm going back to Uptown. Serving on Uptown, worked a lot with city boards or city staff, and I was very impressed then. And when I stepped into office, there's so much that they do to help us on a daily basis.
Right.
And that's one of the things citizens have to understand. As a council and as a mayor, technically I'm part-time.
Right.
The job's it's technically part-time. Now,
you're not getting rich.
Right. And, we're working full-time.
Right.
But the staff is there daily, and that starts with the city manager. It works its way down to department heads. And I am taking the time to go out and visit and meet and understand their processes and what they work with. But they're very talented. They're very energetic. They believe in the community. And I've been just extremely impressed with the staff.
So what you're saying, new Mayor Clark, is what we need to do is everybody appreciate what we have, understand where we are and where we want to go, and the community just needs to come together and head in the right direction.
Absolutely. I think that's a big part of what my job is being that focal point, and setting the tone, setting that vision, using my experience in travels and places that I've been and say, this is possible. That's one of the things that I've seen before. And you mentioned in the past there might have been a little bit of negative thought because people say, well, we can't do that in Lexington, that
Right.
sort of thing. I want them to know it's possible.
Right.
If we can think about it, if we can dream about it, if we can dream it up, then we can do it.
If everybody comes together.
If everyone comes together. If
All
you
right.
look at just me and say, well, you got to do it, it won't get done. But if we do it together, we'll go a long way.
All right. There you heard it from the mayor. It's looking good. Mayor Clark, will you come back and give us an update?
Absolutely. This has been great. I appreciate you giving me the time.
Thank you. All right. We'll be right back with more excitement on the Front Porch.